What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy the Nomad. I'm back at it again, and I have another video for you guys. So today we're gonna talk about why American women don't marry you; they marry the government, right? So, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably not married, or maybe you were, and maybe now you're divorced. I've never been married, and I do want to get married eventually, but just not in the States. Not in these 50 states. You know, there's many other lands out there, many other lands out there to explore where it is safe. It is safe to build a nest. Let's just say, right? So why are American women not married to you but married to the government? Well, I actually didn't know this. I recently found this out about months ago. And I've been doing some research, obviously. Just listening to podcasts and also googling some stuff. Looking up law, reading up on laws, relationship laws, marriage laws, all that stuff. And the more I find out, man, how disgusting is it? It's I mean, I can't believe some people pass down these laws. Like a lot of these laws, I don't think men pass down these laws. And if there were men, I think there were a bunch of simps. Right? A bunch of simps with no spine. That's who those guys were. Anyways, so did you know that the church requires for you to get a certificate to get married, right? So whenever people get married in the church, there's always, the government wants you to get a certificate, a marriage certificate, saying, okay, I am married to this person, and it's kind of like an obligation, like the church has to, like you first have to go to the downtown office or wherever and get that certificate, then go to your pastor at church and say, here, I'm gonna get married to this person, to this woman. And the pastor's like, okay, great, you got approval from the government. Let's go ahead and make the ceremony. Oh man, oh man. If she really loved you, then you wouldn't need this stupid certificate. If the woman really loved you, you wouldn't even, like, as a matter of fact, she wouldn't ask you for anything. She wouldn't ask you for money, right? I mean, think of all the men that she slept with, right? She did not require those guys to sign some papers or give her something. More often than not, she gave herself to those men for absolutely nothing in return. Which means she was she really wanted those guys. However, when she met you, she was like, aha, this is the guy that's gonna sign papers. He has to sign papers in order to get me. I want you to think about this. Let me tell you a little story. So, an ex-girlfriend of mine, she left the country. She went down to the Caribbean, and I always thought of her as like the nice introverted type of girl. Right? She was very nice and introverted, and there were things that she would have never let me do. Never, right? She always say, "Oh, I don't want kids. I don't want kids." She would say these things, and then years later, she gets involved with some guy. I guess some guy that she met on the internet, and she flies all the way from the Caribbean over to France to meet this guy for 2 weeks. During those 2 weeks, this is mind you, keep this in mind. This is the first time that she actually sees and meets this guy, and she gets pregnant. She goes back to the Caribbean, and then she's complaining that, oh, he doesn't even go down to see her child. He doesn't even care. Blah 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 blah. All these things, right? And I'm like, she's complaining about this guy, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you chose this man. Like, you literally chose him, and you went to bed with him and everything. So whose fault is it exactly? I mean, and also you met this guy online, and then the first time you see him, boom, right there, you just give yourself to him. What were you thinking? And she doesn't want to admit it, but she really liked this guy. She really liked this guy, and I know she would have never done any of the things that I had asked her to do. She would have never done it for me, but she would do it for that guy. So and this was like back early in my life, and once I realized that, I was like, oh my God. And then that's when I started to learn that when a woman really likes you, she doesn't ask for a lot of things. She just kind of lets you lead the way. You know, she really doesn't ask for a lot of things. I mean, again, take a look at all these girls that sleep with a lot of dudes. Well, if it's in America or even in other countries, when they just throw themselves at a guy, it's because they really like him, and they don't mind getting pregnant by that guy. But then the guy, that wants to be a provider, the nice guy that she doesn't really find sexually attractive, he has to get a marriage certificate. Oh, life. I've learned my lesson, and I hope you guys learn your lessons too. This is just female nature. I don't really get angry at this anymore. I just kind of laugh at it and accept it for what it is. And most importantly, I use it for what it is, you know? You gotta learn, live and learn. So remember, if she wants you to get a marriage certificate, she probably doesn't see you as her best choice, right? Because a marriage certificate, what it does, it gives her some security. If she decides to divorce you, she can then get money out of you, plus a lot more. Probably the car, the house. You heard the story. You know, she'll take freaking everything. I guess it also depends on the marriage, like on the vows. But anyways, you know, back in the old days, divorce was shameful, and when people did get divorced, the woman would just go back to her parents, the guy would just go and live by himself, and then that was it. There was no like taking some guy's money and this and that, and there was none of that. People just went their separate ways and continue on with their life. You know, but now it's people are savages. You know, well, females are savages, I'd rather say, and they just take as much as they can before they leave. And some guys end up in absolute poverty, just paying, you know, forget child support, alimony, a whole bunch of stuff. Men lose a lot. There's been wealthy men that lose everything after a divorce. I mean, take a look at from athletes, you know, basketball, baseball players, Hollywood actors. I mean, it's crazy the amount of money that they lose and how they get taken advantage of. It's absolutely asinine. So, to wrap this up, the government needs to get out of marriages. The government needs to get out of marriages because, you know, people don't get married under God. They get married under the big daddy government. You know, and I blame the church for this. I blame the church. The church has sold itself to the government. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is not a spiritual marriage. This is just a materialistic marriage. You know, people don't get married under God. They get married under Big Daddy government. And that's in. There was a guy. I forgot. He's. You guys can go check out MK Mobile Gaming. Check out MK Mobile Gaming, and he talks a lot about this. That first, she's married to the pastor, then the government, then her lawyer, right? And then to you. And even then, like, she rather, like, especially here in America, I don't know what the heck's going on, but women rather listen to their friends. Take advice from their friends instead of listening to their, like listening to your husband is like a patriarchal evil thing to do. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And that's why nobody wants to get married. Well, a lot of men don't want to get married. The only guys that are left to marry are basically just simps. So here in America, what's going to happen is that, you know, women are going to have to marry either a simp or an immigrant, because America is being flooded with immigrants, and women are going to have to choose the simp or the immigrant. And good luck, ladies. And all those guys out there listening to this video, go get your passports. It's your boy Andy the Nomad. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like the video, comment below, tell me what you think. You know, see you in the next topic. Godspeed, everybody.